In April 1912, the world watched in disbelief as the largest and most luxurious ship ever built disappeared beneath the Atlantic Ocean. The Titanic has been called a tragedy, a legend, and a warning. But beyond the headlines and history books, Titanic was something far more personal. It was made up of thousands of individual lives, each carrying dreams, fears, and belongings that never reached their destination. Today, more than a century later, some of those belongings have survived, and through them, the voices of the past still speak. When Titanic set sail, it represented the height of human ambition. For the wealthy, it was floating luxury. For immigrants, it was hope. For all on board, it was a promise of safe passage into a new future. The ship carried first-class millionaires, second-class professionals, and third-class families escaping hardship, all sharing the same fate when disaster struck. After the sinking, the ocean did not only claim lives, it preserved fragments of them. Recovery ships later returned with bodies, and with them, pockets filled with ordinary things: keys, spectacles, notebooks, letters, and watches. These items were cataloged, numbered, and sent back to grieving families. Over time, many were lost again, but some survived, carrying silent testimony of their owners' final hours. Among the artifacts recovered were belongings of wealthy passengers, men who had crossed oceans before and believed themselves secure. Despite privilege and position, the disaster made no exceptions. Wallets remained closed. Watches stopped forever. Papers were soaked but readable, as if the sea itself hesitated before erasing them. These objects remind us that wealth offered comfort, but not salvation. Some of the most haunting objects are not made of metal, but of paper. Postcards written aboard Titanic speak of excitement, comfort, and everyday thoughts. No fear, no warning, just ordinary messages sent home, unaware that history was already closing in. These words survived because they left the ship before it was too late. In third class, passengers carried fewer belongings, but often deeper hopes. Among them were students, laborers, and believers traveling toward opportunity. One small notebook survives from such a passenger. Inside it, the final entry contains only a date and the ship's name. No panic, no explanation, just a quiet record of being there. Sometimes, history's loudest moments leave the softest marks. These artifacts are not valuable because of what they are. They are valuable because of who they belong to. Every object was once held by a human hand, by someone who laughed, worried, hoped, and trusted that the ship would arrive safely. The Titanic disaster is remembered in numbers, but it is understood through stories. More than a century later, Titanic still matters, not because it sank, but because of the lives it carried. Through these surviving objects, the past reaches forward, reminding us that history is not distant. It is human, and sometimes it fits inside a pocket.